Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman. Today, I've requested everybody to have a pen and paper with you. Yeah, it is very simple because we are coming to an end of one phase and we are going to enter Janakpuri, that is Mithila, right? There's beautiful stories related to Mithila. It is so mesmerizing that there can be a lineage like the lineage of Raja Janak. Now, what is Raja Janak? Raja Janak is not a name. Actually Sita's father's name is Sirdhwaj. But just like Indra is not a name, it is a designation. Janak is also a designation, right? So, name of Ma Sita's father is Sirdhwaj, right? And how did they get the name Janak? What is the meaning of Janak? What is the meaning of Mithila? Who was the first person, the first king? That is Raja Nimi. And what happened to him? We will definitely come to it. Because now we are entering from the Ikshwaku clans. This is also a part of the Ikshwaku, but it's a little different. We'll be entering Mithila, Vedehi. We'll witness how Mata Sita's Jan happened, how Sri Ram met Sri Sita. But before that, let's retrace the journey of Sri Ram. And because we have this tendency to listen to it and we tend to forget. But sometimes when we write things down, and it is not a very big write-up, just simply, we can just take 5 minutes. We are all busy. We are all grihasthas. We are all mothers. We have 1,001 things to do. So we'll take 10 minutes out of the class only right now during the session. And we'll document what we have, what we remember about the journey of Sri Ram. So from his birth maybe, we can start from his birth and we can write like when he was born, where was he born? He was born in Ayodhya, right? He was born and mentally only what happened during that time will come to us. Now what happened before his birth? Is our journey important only from birth? No. Our journey starts way before that. In fact, our journey, we do not know when it has started. From birth to birth, we are seeking that environment which can help us elevate and stop the journey of life and birth. So, before his birth. So again, when we talk about before his birth, where do we go to? When we talk about before the birth, we'll say, okay, who were his parents? Raja Dashrath and Ma Kaushalya. Okay. Now what about them? What was their journey? Right? Again, when we retrace their journey, in this particular Ramayana, right? In this particular Treta Yuga, because we have very clearly said there are multiple Treta Yugas, there are multiple Ramayans. It is foolish if one stops and starts arguing and discussing facts. कोई मतलब नहीं है आपको पता भी नहीं है कितना त्रेता युग है we don't even know how many universes are there. We don't even know how many universes are currently having the Treta Yuga right now. We do not know which particular Leela is going on, and Ma Sati was a witness to this when we started the journey. So in this particular Treta Yuga, in this particular story, as Shivji specifically mentioned, I'm going to talk about one particular Treta Yuga to you. In this, who was Ramji's father? Manu, and his mother was Shatrupa. And now, with only this, we are going to move forward. So they did a lot of tapas, right? Their journey was a journey of tapasvis who left their kingdom and became tapasvis. Then comes Raja Dashrath and Ma Kaushalya. We have talked a lot about their character, right? At the age of 60,000 years, as it is mentioned, he was sad only once. So just imagine, the locus of control was always inside. His journey where he was so powerful, Dashrath, it is like all the 10 Indriyas, the Panch Gyan Indriya and the Panch Karm Indriyas were all in his control. And Ma Kaushalya was beyond Maya. No Maya could ever delude her. So now with this, and again, we talked about the Ikshwaku lineage also. The importance of a lineage. The misnomer that we are what we are because of us is mithya. Not only in this birth, We can be self-made man or women, because there is like a village or more. There is so much going on around us to make us what we are in this birth. Some we know about, some we don't know about. In our previous births, there must have been so much. Not only this, in this birth, our lineage has also contributed to what we are today. Right? So if a lineage is pure, Ram aate hain. If a lineage is pure, Sita aati hai. So that kind of a cumulative effort done by the entire lineage. We'll share the details of the lineage of the Janaks also. We have already shared the details of the lineage of the Ikshvakus. So now with putting all these together, Raja Dashrath, Ma Kaushalya, their lineage, we go to Sri Ram is born. Sri Ram is born in Ayodhya, right? Ayodhya mein when he is born, we listen to what all he encounters, right? Very briefly, we saw his childhood, right? We can never remove the Gurukul. Ram is what he is because of the Gurukul, because of Guru Vashisht and Ma Arundhati, along with his parents and along with the friends and the peers he must have grown in with during the Gurukul environment. Before he went to the Gurukul, we witnessed two very important episodes, right? There were many episodes, but the two most important episodes were Shivji, who visited him with Hanumanji, and Kak Basundi, right? Shivji, Hanumanji, Kak Basundi are very deep, especially Kak Basundi and Hanumanji are very, very deep depictions of something that is bhakti, right? So just imagine, before his Gurukul stint, during his Gurukul stint, before all this, the most important thing that touched his heart at a very, very small age, just like Mirabai. When Mirabai was very small, she would look at processions, marriage processions going. And she'd say, what is happening, mother? She'd say, oh, there is a marriage happening. That is the groom, this is the wife. And we all know, right? Meera would ask, so fir who's going to be my groom, ma? Who's going to be my groom? Who am I going to marry? So at that very tender age, the mother said, your groom is going to be Shri Krishna. That's it. The tender mind, the tender soul. And what happened to Meera is nothing hidden to anybody. I think every child is aware of the story of Meera. ऐसी लागी लगन मीरा हो गई मगन, वो तो गली गली हरि गुण गाने लगी, महलों में पली बन के जोगन चली, मीरा रानी दीवानी कहाने लगी. Beautiful song this is, and at a very tender age. So at a very tender age, bhakti had already touched him. This bhakti was enhanced in the Gurukul. After the Gurukul, when he came back, we saw his brief stint in Ayodhya. And we saw how his stint was. The stint in Ayodhya was based on selfless service. At this tender age of 13, 14, 15, 16, his and his brothers' act was of selfless service. It was already ingrained in them that it is not about me, it is about them. It is not about what I can take, it is about what I can give. So this was well established. Bhakti is well established. Selfless service is well established. The person is made. इससे ज़्यादा और क्या चाहिए? But then his journey will go on beautifully. And this is how we should read the scriptures, because every scripture has been put one after another in a very particular manner. It is not a random compilation of events or stories. It never is. Our gurus were so smart that they felt कि इनको अब कैसे समझाएं, तो चलो ऐसे समझा देते, ऐसे नहीं तो चलो वैसे समझा देते. So everything is systematically leading, one thing leading to another, and this is what we should remember when we are reading scriptures. What happens to us is we just become so rigid about the facts that we forget about the deep lying morals. So now selfless service has been introduced already. Devotion is there in place. Now when selfless service and devotion is there, when this person is totally yogya and he is a patra now, how do you become a utensil to receive bliss and grace? When these two things are totally ingrained. Selfless service and devotion. Unless and until there is true devotion, that is faith, total faith and surrender, nothing. And when the patra is full of selfless service, the patra is totally empty. It becomes like a bansuri of Sri Krishna. And then you can fill things in it, right? It's an empty vessel. And then comes along with Guru Vashishta and Vamdev, who are already the Kul Gurus who have been there through the lineage, because they can never be destroyed. They are always there. They still are probably. I think they are. So now comes Guru Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra comes with him, not holding anger, not holding dejection. There is nothing that he could not do. Tataka hai, Marich hai, Subhau hai. He could just with a blink destroy Ravan also. But it was not for him to do. His job was to accumulate whatever he could. Because Ramji ke paas, Ramji ko ek ready gift dena tha unko. He did his tapasyas, thousands and thousands of years. Guru Vashisht, Guru Vishwamitra have been working towards it. I don't know whether I've told the story last week or not, but to the children we have. So much of accumulation of gyan, knowledge, shaktis. He's holding on, waiting for the right person to come along and just hand it over. Now Ram has come, Lakshman has come, Bharat has come, Shatrughan has come. Vishwamitra is overjoyed. The one who never enters a city decided to enter a city. The one who was never a yachak became a yachak and asked for Ram. Just imagine a guru coming running कि मुझे राम दे दो. क्यों? वे ऐसा शिष्य कहाँ मिलेगा? Only one Vivekanand is enough to solve the problems of the world. It is said, right, the PhD is not for all. Vivekanand एक ही होता है. शिवानंद एक ही होता है. They are very less. And Ram तो हजारों में एक होता है. So when Ram came, Vishwamitra forgot everything and he came, he became a yachak कि मुझे तो राम दे दो. I want him. I will give all my knowledge, all my shiksha, whatever I have accumulated over thousands of years to him. So again, the yashna happens. Right counsel is available. Guru Vashisht is available. Had Guru Vashisht not been there, Ram would not have been given to Vishwamitra, because the moha, the rag, we have so much of attachment, right? Rag. Raja Dashrath's only weakness or only strength could be the rag towards Sri Ram. The total attachment that he just could not let go. And who can break this rag? The true Guru. When the Guru is there, he says, तुम्हें राग हो गया है, दे दो, छोड़ो. And we are very prone to rag and dvesh, the two opposites. Some we love so much that we cannot live without. Some we hate so much that we cannot stop thinking about. These two things go hand in hand. So इनको इतना राग था राम से, and if the true counsel would not have been there, Guru Vashisht would not have been there, Ram would not have been given to Guru Vishwamitra. Ramji was a true patra. Guru Vishwamitra came, he took him, and then the journey began again. Selfless service, devotion is already there. Lineage of tapasya, parents being pure and sattvic in nature. The environment was already there. Now all the Guru has to do is fill in the vessel, because the vessel, the clay, the matka has been built beautifully already. Guru को अब Guru Vashisht ने भी building में help करा दी ना. Guru Vishwamitra has to fill. Everybody has a role in our lives, right? Some are givers, some are takers. If we understand our give and take relationship, we'll never be sad. We cannot take from a give relationship and we cannot give to a take relationship. So everybody has a role in our life. So over here, Vishwamitra is now going to fill. So he takes him. First they go to Sarayu, right? Sarayu comes from where? Kailash. Shivji ka dham hai na? That river flows from Kailash. From Kailash, Man Sarovar. So there, what is Man Sarovar? Man ka Sarovar, which is pure and clean. That is how Sri Ram is. An empty slate right now. Kuch bhi nahi hai. And Ganga Ma is there. Where does Ganga Ma come from? She is the only river that flows in three planes, right? Bhur, Bhua, Swa. In fact, she's there in Swarglok. There she is there on the earth, Mrityulok. And she flows in the Patal Lok also. And she flows through the subterranean regions also. Totally. She is in the ether and the space also. She is the only river which is there in the Kamandalu of Brahmaji, which is there in the Jata of Shivji, and which has come from the feet of Vishnuji. Right? So, with that kind of a purity, right? With this kind of a knowledge, he moves on. Ganga is a depiction of true knowledge. Knowledge flows from up to down. And Ramji is there. He has no ego, no qualms ki I know, I am, kuch nahi. He's as humble as can be, as simple as saral, willing to accept whatever is given. So first they go to Sarayu and Gangaji. So now we have to write our interpretation of what did he learn from the Sarayu and what did he learn from Gangama. Now we will start Sarayu, then Ganga. That was the first stop, right? After the darshan of Ma Sarayu and Ganga, what happened? Bal and Ati Bal, two Shaktis were handed over. Isn't it? Now, en route, what did they come across? They came across the Tataka one, Dandak one, where Tataka was destroyed. Dandak one hua. Right? This is something that is going to be our personal interpretation now. We will have to spend time to understand this journey, which is very important in life of Shri Ram, in the making of Shri Ram. Right? Bhagwan to hum sab mein hai. कोई पहचान पाता है, कोई नहीं पहचान पाता है. Some are able to reveal him, some are not. So in the making of Shri Ram, Saryu played an important role. Ganga Ma played, where Bal and Ati Bal were given to him. Dandaka forest came, where Tataka was destroyed. After that, they moved on. Tataka kya hai? What is the symbol? What does Tataka stand for? This is the chintan that we have to do. Shravan ke baad mein, if we don't do chintan, it goes away. After Shravanam, when we are listening, if Chintan does not happen, the churning, because we are going to talk about the churning of the Milky Ocean today. Churning does not happen, the knowledge goes away. Anything that is not used is very easily lost. Unfortunately, it happens to us, right? Whatever we have learned in school, whatever we have learned in college, if we have not used it properly, we have lost it. So, now, Dandak forest, Tataka Kumaram. After that, which ashrams did he go to? Right? We talked about two ashrams, right? Ahilya's ashram, that was Gautam Muni's ashram. Gautam Muni ke ashram mein ruke the, where he had helped Ahilya. Then we had talked about Siddha ashram, right? We had also talked about Kam ashram. Kam ashram is where Kamdev was rendered bodiless by Shivji. And Kam ashram, right? Kam ashram, what is Kamdev? Kamdev is the god of desires, right? We are all full of desires. The day we become desireless, there won't be any need for us to be here. And this is narrated very beautifully by, this is the Guru, if I'm not mistaken, this is Ramakrishna Paramhans. Or no, not Ramakrishna Paramhans, who was the Guru of Vivekanandji, right? Vivekanandji's Guru had whenever he would sit and pray, and he would suddenly ask for sweets, right? Suddenly he'll say, "Mere liye mithai la ke do, mere liye mithai la ke do." And his wife once rebuked him. Wife bol diya na, what nonsense. You are considered such a great guru. You have made Vivekanand. You are Kali Darshak. And now you always give in to sweets. The minute we start prayers, you remember sweets. What kind of a guru are you? And he smiled and he said, listen, the day I don't ask for sweets, remember that I'll leave this deha in 3 days. She did not understand. She said, take care, jo bhi hai. And it happened. After a while, she came. And she said, what happened? You're not asking for your sweets today. He said, no, I don't want them anymore. And then she looked at him. He said, listen, I needed something to hold myself onto this earth and my work was not done. So every time I would sit for tapasya, my soul would just leave the body and go. And I had to keep, one thing so that my soul would stay. It won't leave. So I kept my asakti, I kept my love, I kept my desire on sweets. So whenever I felt ki, oh my God, the time has come and I'm going to leave the body, I would ask for sweets and start eating them. And then he said, now my work is done. I was eating that, I was holding on so that I'd stay. When the desires are over, When everything is done, there is no need for staying here. We come here for a purpose, right? There is some work that we have to do, some lessons that we have to learn. Right? So he intentionally held on to his body because his work was not done. And that is what most gurus do. And what we tend to do is we tend to judge them. We do not know what effort is going on for them to maintain that one desire so that they can stay and finish their work. So that's why we said, by just looking, don't judge. You do not know what is happening and why. So he went to the Kama ashram. Kama ashram is the ashram of desires. Now what was the reason? Now there is a reason. There is a specific reason of touching all these ashrams. What happened in Siddha ashram? Siddha ashram is the ashram of Vishwamitra ji, and it is also the ashram of where Vishnu ji in the form of Vaman had done a lot of tapasya. Right? Vamdev. So this is Siddha ashram. And after touching their ashram, after staying there, two very important things were destroyed. Marich was thrown away and Subhahu was killed. Right? And we had done. What is Tataka? What is Subhahu? What is Marich? Why was Marich thrown away? Why was Subhahu killed? Why was Tataka destroyed after a warning? Right? He did not want to touch her. He said, she's a woman. I'm not going to harm her. So once all this happened, now again, this is an analysis which has to be done. We have discussed it in great length. Right? After Kama ashram, where did they reach? Siddha ashram. And after Siddha ashram destroying these two, something very beautiful happened. Vishwamitra said, now you both sit down. With all this, now you're ready for another thing. I have the weaponry, I have the strongest weapons, strongest missiles, strongest shaktiya in the form of mantra, shastra, astra, everything I'll give it to you. Now I will become zero. I will become empty. If I wanted, I could have fought and destroyed everything, but then my tapas would have gone. I was saving my tapas for you because now you will need it. You do not have the 6,000 years to do it, right, Ram? You need your tapas right now. I have it ready. I have worked for you. I have kept it ready. Now, lo. Why? Because he had already proved himself. Before, first only Bal and Atibal was given. Why wasn't all the Shaktis given there and then? Because he was supposed to fight Tataka, right, after that. No, but he did not. He was waiting and he was testing his Shishya. In life, there are a lot of tests that come. Some we fail, some we pass. Right? But one thing is for sure, we should never give up. Every time we fail, we should stand up and say, koi baat nahi. Galti ho gayi, accept it, try again. Be it in life, be it in wherever we are, maybe work, wherever we are. So Sri Ram was tested again and again, many times. How many times has he been tested before Vishwamitra gave him the Shaktis? And what kind of a test? Tataka, Marich, Subhahu. Before his Shaktis were given. तो हमें क्या सब कुछ ऐसे ही मिल जाएगा? नहीं मिलेगा. So, Siddha ashram, Kam ashram, and now the Shaktis have been given. After this, what happened? With the Shaktis, with everything in place, the journey is still not over. Right? After that, they come to Gautam Muni's ashram. This ashram is reached later, not before. Gautam Muni's ashram. And after Gautam Muni's ashram, where do they go? Which other ashrams did we talk about? We talked about the story of the entire Mahaganga, right? Where actually Ganga Avtaran happened. What is this place? How did this happen? Can you please tell me? Again, they went back and talked about Ganga Avtaran, a reminder, Sri Ram, with all the power, with all the strength now, right? See, with strength comes great ego. With strength comes great responsibility also. And with strength, our mind loses control. So, sitting at the Ganga Tat, Vishwamitra was reminding him of the purity of his lineage and how much effort has gone into it. With the story of Ganga, that Bhagirathi, your ancestors, got her down. He talked about Raja Harishchandra. He talked about so many people from the lineage, just as a reminder that you belong to them. Just because you have so much now, don't forget that. A reminder again and again to keep your mind in check. With this story of Ganga, they walk further. Gautam Rishi. What did we learn in Gautam Rishi's ashram? It was a beautiful story how Ma Ahilya and Gautam Rishi together, things happened, they made amends, they both helped each other cross the hurdle. Nobody is perfect, right? A perfect marriage, something called a perfect marriage is not there. There are two imperfect people living together in harmony, trying to make life happen. And it's very simple. Our scriptures are very, very simple. If we read them, there is nothing out of this world. It is very much like what is happening in my life and yours. And how when things fall apart, you mend them together and move on. Through all the ordeals, how you become better and you don't become bitter is the story of Gautam Rishi and Ma Ahilya. And now if we stop and take a pause, I hope everybody is writing, because this is something that we should ponder upon whenever we have time. कि ये क्या जर्नी थी इनकी और क्या ये जर्नी हमारी है. Because a lot of ordeals were waiting for Sri Ram in his life later. Sri Ram's life, Sri Ma Sita's life is not a bed of roses. And all these teachings were systematically given to him. कि अगर ऐसा हो जाए तो तुम्हें क्या करना है, राम. Vishwamitra was Trikaldarshi. He knew everything. Guru Vasishtha was Trikaldarshi. There are so many gurus who know. We do not know. We can know, but we do not know because the purity level is not that much. So he knew कि अभी इसको इस knowledge की भी जरूरत पड़ने वाली है. And just imagine, while doing all this, where are they journeying towards? Is Ram journeying towards Tataka? Is Ram journeying towards Marich and Subhau? Is the entire journey about destroying the demons, or is the entire journey towards meeting Sita? Ram's journey by Vishwamitra was from Ayodhya to Mithila. ये सब तो different teachings थी. For Ram to meet Sita, ये सब होना जरूरी है, ये सब आना जरूरी है. This level of purity is needed. It was not a journey to destroy the demons. It is a journey of Ram to Sita. From Ayodhya to Mithila. And with this, slowly, he inches towards one very beautiful place. And that place is known as Vishala. And this Vishala is right before we reach Mithila. The Varnan of Vishala is not there in Tulsi Ramayana because Tulsi Baba had kept it very concise. But we are referring to Valmiki Ramayana also. So we will touch upon this briefly. Because this tells us about two very important people. Vishala is a place and where Ma Diti had done intense tapasya. Now Shri Ram, generally he asked, who is Ma Diti? ऐसा नहीं है कि उनको पता नहीं है. पर it is nice to hear it from a great sage and listen to his version, isn't it? So he said, ये Ma Diti कौन है? And what was the tapasya all about? And again, when the Vakta gets an apt Shrota, then he cannot stop, right? So that was the case with Vishwamitra and Sri Ram and Lakshman. They were so curious to know and he was so enticed to tell that they just could not stop but talk. So over here, he said ki these are the two wives of Raja Guru Kashyap. Guru Kashyap has two wives, Diti and Aditi. Why are we talking about it? Because we have reached Vishala. The king of Vishala came to greet Sri Ramji. Ramji spent a day over there before going on to Mithila. What is the story of this place, this land? Every land has a story. So this story is, here is a place where Ma Diti, the mother of Asurs, the wife of Raja Kashya, sage Kashya, had done a lot of tapasya because she wanted to destroy the Devas. Now who are the Devas? They are the half brothers of the Daityas. Kashyap's two wives, Diti, Aditi. Aditi is the mother of the gods, Devas, and Diti is the mother of the demons. And doesn't it sound a bell? Is it, it is like the same person is actually giving birth to two thoughts all the time, right? There are some good thoughts, some bad thoughts, something negative, something positive. Where is the birth from? One place only. हमारे में ही दोनों चीजें होती है ना, पॉजिटिव भी नेगेटिव भी, अच्छा भी बुरा भी. We are very kind sometimes, we are very evil sometimes, when we do not even know where did it come from. It came from us. समझ ही नहीं आता है ना. Unknowingly, sometimes we behave in unexpected manners to ourselves. कि ये I was not expecting this kind of a behavior from my side. ऐसा ही होता है. So राजा कश्यप, गुरु कश्यप की दो wives, Diti and Aditi. Aditi, again a mother of all the gods, and Diti, the mother of demons, vices and virtues. She did tapasya here because she wanted to destroy the demons. Now in our real life it is very simple. You know, there are two wolves feeding, right? So one is the wolf of vices, one is the wolf of virtues. One is the plant of vices, one is the plant of virtues. Which one becomes stronger? The one we feed, right? Or the one we water. A negative thought, if it is watered, becomes more powerful. A positive thought, if it is retained in awareness, becomes more powerful. It is all in our own hands. And the battle continues throughout. Nobody is immune to it. गुरु विश्वामित्र बोल रहे हैं कि ये द्वंद तुम्हारे मन में भी चलेगा श्री राम, कोई भी इससे बच नहीं सकता, बच के रहना. Stay alert. Who is Hanuman? Hanuman ji क्या है? If you look at the qualities of Sri Hanuman, which has been there with Ramji, who is he? Buddhir, Balam, Yashodhairyam, Nirbhayatvam, Arogata, Ajatyam, Vakpatutvam cha, Hanumat Sparnat Bhavet. बुद्धि भी है उनमें, बल भी है. बुद्धिर बलम, यश. यश है, धीरज है, जो हमारे में आजकल कम होता जा रहा है. धैर्य. इन एनी सिचुएशन हमारा धीरज खत्म हो जाता है. बुद्धिर बलम यशो धैर्यम निर्भयत्वम. He is not scared of anything. Who is scared? A person who does wrong is always scared. A liar is always scared. A virtuous person can never be scared. A truthful person can never be scared. Right? Buddhir balam yasho dhairyam nirbhayatvam arogata. Healthy body is very important. Right? Now Mahavatari Babaji managed to live for 4,000 years. It is possible, it is impossible, it is possible. If we maintain that kind of a lifestyle, nothing is impossible. Our scriptures say it, so it is definitely possible. And today there are evidences of sages living that much. Nirbhayatvam arogata ajatyam. This is where we are saying. This is what Guru Vishwamitra is saying. Dekh. Ajat. Alert. Always stay alert, Ram. Abhi the journey is going to start. Now your life is going to start. Be alert. Ajatyam. Vakpatutvam cha. Ramji does not talk much. चुलबुले हमारे श्री कृष्ण है. कुछ भी बोलेंगे, कुछ भी करेंगे, माखन छुड़ाएंगे, मटकी ले लेंगे, and then there are lots of controversy about his Ras Leela also without understanding what it is. पर राम जी full संयम, full नियम, limited words, वाक्पट, and जब बोलेंगे it is so beautiful that you cannot find a flaw. वाक्पटुत्वम च क्या है again? बुद्धिर बलम यशो धैर्यम, हाँ, निर्भयत्वम अरोगता. After that, what did I say? Nirbhayatvam arogata ajatyam vakpatutvam cha hanumat smarnat bhavet. So Hanuman तो है, भक्ति है, ये सारी qualities राम जी में already है. जब हनुमान आए सब लेके आए थे. So now he's saying be alert. You don't forget all this. Remain alert. Because Diti, Aditi are the mothers and the father is the same. वो तुम में भी है, मुझ में भी है राम. And Vishwamitra has gone through it. How many times he lost his tapas to? How many times he lost his tapas to anger? How many times he lost his tapas to ego? And over here when they are standing, he says कि यहाँ पे तपस्या हुई थी. And here in Valmiki Ramayana they start talking about the Samundar Manthan. So what we have today done is written point by point the journey of Sri Ram till date. And what we can do is just try to understand what this journey means. What does every place mean and what we are learning from it. Now Samandar Manthan is so beautiful. So Ramji started asking how. Now the story goes very beautifully last week, and it's a coincidence that it's aligning. Yesterday was Rakhi, right? We celebrate Rakhi. It's a busy day for most. And what is Rakhi? How is Rakhi celebrated? There are many stories behind it, but one particular story that really touches my heart is the story of Ma Lakshmi and Raja Bali and Vaman Avatar. So again, Diti and Aditi, Sur Asur, good, bad, nice, evil, में हमेशा झगड़ा होता रहता है. And over here, the struggle started, and Vaman Avatar came, and Bali, Raja Bali was doing an intense tapasya. Shukracharya ji is his guru. Intense tapasya. And if he would have completed his tapasyas, the Asurs would have become very, very strong. Although Raja Bali himself was a very nice king. So, Vaman Avatar happened, right? Vaman Avatar came. As I said, like the little boy, the Bona, he's one of the avatars. And he came and he went to Raja Bali's place where the tapasya was happening. Now he stood there and he said, Bhiksham de. Shukracharya ji ne bola, mat dena. Kuch bhi mat dena. And Raja Bali was so pious, right? He went and he said, how is it possible? If somebody has come, a yachak has come to my door, he will not go empty-handed. It is not possible. And this is what our Sanskriti says, ki if somebody comes and asks, if somebody seeks shelter, you have to give your support and protection. He said, no matter what, even if it is Vishnu, even if it is the Devas, even if it is a conspiracy, even if I lose it all, I am going to give him what he wants. With this thought, he went and he said, what do you want? What can I give you? You have come to my Yagnashala. You want cows, you want this. He started smiling. He said, no, I do not want much. Small, tiny little boy, Vamdev. He said, Vaman Avatar. He said, I want 3 footsteps of land. That's about it. And Bali started laughing. And that is where he faltered. He said, me, I am Raja Bali. I have so much to give you. And all you want is 3 footsteps. And you are so small, so tiny. Your legs are so small. How much will you possibly get? And when you go around telling people, then you will demean me. Ki I went as a yachak and this is what he gave me. Do you know who I am? I am. He said, nahi, mujhe to kuch nahi chahiye. I want only this much. And he said, ठीक है, ले लो. And at that time, we all know, right? He started growing. He took that huge, gigantic form. With one leg, he covered the earth. With the other leg, footstep, he covered the entire universe. And he said, you are a liar. You will be punished. You promised this much. And I have covered everything you have in 2 footsteps. Where do you think I should put my third footstep? Raja Bali just looked and he said, listen, I gave you my word. Shukracharya ji is again saying, don't. But he said, nahi. He said, here, you put it on my head. So he put it on his head. Now, kaha Rakhi, kaha Samundar Manthan, kaha Kashyap will knit it together. He put it on his head and he just, when the pressure of the head came, he pushed him down to Patal Lok. It is said that Patal Lok is more beautiful than Swarg Lok. It is one of the most beautiful loks. He pushed him down to Patal Lok and there Raja Bali would say, stay. It is said that on Onam, once a year, if I am not mistaken, he comes out. Right? So he'd stay there. Now after all this happened, the job of the gods was done, the demons were suppressed, everything is finished. Sri Hari could not contain himself. He felt very guilty. He said he was a pious man. He was very nice. He was demon TK, but he has never done anything wrong. He was a good king. And I punished him just so that the other demons would not become powerful. I do not want to go to Vaikuntham. I am going to stand guard at Patal Lok only. So he abandoned Vaikuntham. Sri Hari does not go back. He does not go back anywhere. He becomes a guard in Patal Lok where Raja Bali is ruling. And just imagine, जहाँ हरि होते हैं वहाँ लक्ष्मी आती है. So Lakshmi Ma just could not stand living alone in Vaikuntha Dham. She said this is not happening, and she abandoned Vaikuntha Dham. Just imagine. And where did she go? She went to Patal Lok, disguised herself as a normal woman, and she started living there. Once she was crying, and she started living. Raja Bali noticed her. He said, "What happened to you?" She narrated the story that my husband left me and this and that and everything. He said, "Don't worry, you stay with me. You are my sister from now on." She started staying with him. And one day again, he heard her sobbing very loudly. And he went. He said, "Kya hua, my dear sister? Why are you crying so much?" He said, "I'm missing my husband a lot. He refuses to come with me." He said, "How is that possible? Don't worry. You tell me who your husband is. I will talk to him. I will convince him. Come take me." So she said, "Tell you." Now just imagine. She takes him and he said, "This guard keeper, he is my husband." Raja Bali, when he just blinked, the scene changed. What did he see? He saw Sri Maha Hari standing there along with Mahalakshmi, joint hands in front of Raja Bali. He said, "Aap log mujhe kyun pranam karo? Where have you come from?" And then he said, "I've been standing here all through. I felt I was unjust to you. And Lakshmi does not stay without me." Right? It is so funny. People think we have to chase money. We don't have time for God. But if we chase God, Lakshmi will automatically follow. And Lakshmi does not stay where Sri Hari is not there. That is why all the ups and downs happens. किसी ने pyramids बनाए थे, आज हमें पता ही नहीं कौन था. Do we know Bombay का घंटाघर किसने बनाया? किसी को नहीं पता. We are chasing the wrong thing. If you chase Vishnu, Lakshmi automatically follows. If you don't, Lakshmi is very chanchal. She's there today, tomorrow she won't be there. We have seen so many people falling flat on their face. So हमारी दौड़ ही गलत है. And look at it. So when Raja Bali had Vishnu ji with him, Lakshmi came there, and that is why I said it is the most opulent, the most beautiful. It is better than Svarglok even today, because they said even when we go, your opulence will not reduce. Your lok will be the most powerful and the most amazing lok in all the 14. With this, they took permission and they went back to Vaikuntha Dham. And this is the beautiful story of the brother and sister called Lakshmi and Raja Bali. This is that story which is narrated, which is so beautiful, and this is the power of the love of a brother and a sister also. And how a brother protects and how a brother rescues, how Raja Bali could get back Vishnu to Sri Lakshmi. And this battle goes on. So Raja Bali is there. Vaman avatar ho gaya. Now another thing happened. Once Durvasa Rishi, now this is the battle between the good and evil always that is going on. Durvasa Rishi could smell the Parijat flowers and he went on Mrityu Lok. He went and said, "Kahan se mila?" She said, "I got it from heaven." And then this Apsara said, "If you want, you can have it." He took the mala. The smell was so beautiful. He said, "I will go and give it to Indra." Now again he goes to heaven and he gives the mala to Indradev. And Indradev said, "What is this? This is very common in our heavens. We have so many malas of this sort." See, whenever a gift is given, the other person is giving with a lot of love. Especially children, when they make a small churmul pendant and they come and give it to you and they say, "Mama, please wear it when you're going out." That is all they have, and they've put in all their effort. It is not about what it is, how probably, decolored it might be. Just wear it, because it's the most important thing that they have and they've given it to you. So over here, for Indradev, it was that churmur mala which a child has made. Parijat kya hai for him, So many, there are better flowers than that in Svarglok. What mala have you got me? Raja Guru Durvasa, and Durvasa is a very big temper. That is what they say. So he gave it to Airavat. Now Airavat could not smell, take the smell. It was too strong. So he crushed it. And there Guru Durvasa got very angry. He said, "I curse you that all your strength, all your opulence, everything will go away." And this is the button that is there in our lives also. When, we become too egoistic, Durvasa presses that button and there is nothing but a downfall to happen, so that ego can be released and we can again come back to our nice selves. So he pressed that button. The Devas, heavens were taken over by the demons. They had nowhere to live. All their strength was gone. They could not fight. They were hiding in the caves. And this happened to the Devas many a times. So now they're hiding in the cave. They do not know what to do. They seek help. Brahmaji cannot help. And finally, it is decided that to come to truce and to form a balance and to regain heaven, they will have a rope pulling battle. So Vasuki becomes the rope, right? Mandara becomes the stick. Ek taraf demons, ek taraf devas. The demons are very angry, right? Ego is high. They say, how can you give us the tail? The gods are standing at the head. No. We should stand at the head. So they are moved towards the head. The tail is given to the devas, very lucky. And then the churning starts. But is any churning? Now what is the churning of the Milky Ocean? Churning of the Milky Ocean is always happening in us. That churning, do we churn? Many a times we don't churn. But for those who churn, there is always a there is always a battle that is going on. Ki, I know this is the right thing to do, but is sansar mein ye chalega nahi shayad, right? That kind of a churning is always happening. The churning. And who wins? We do not know. We all know, na? In different battles, different people wins. Kabhi demons win, kabhi devas win. So this churning, Sheer Sagar, we have to churn. So this churning is happening. Very few people churn. So if this churning is happening, we are already better than a lot who don't think and act and forget about it and move on. So this churning is constantly happening, but this churning is not possible only between the good and the bad with Vasuki. Vasuki is the snake, Nag, which is there in the neck of Shivji, right? So he has come. Mandara mountain is there. But they are churning. Now the mountain is sinking. The churning is not happening. So what happened is the Kurma avatar comes, right? Shri Vishnu takes the form of a Kurma. Mandara mountain is put on him. And over here, the Devas are churning. Over here, the demons are churning. But now what is happening? There's another problem. With the churning, the mountain starts tilting. Now it has a base. So Vishnu becomes the base, right? The mountain is tilting. To keep the mountain straight, what he does is he stands on top of the mountain with so many arms. So Vishnu is up there, Vishnu is below here. Now when the mountain is being churned, the mountain is feeling the pinch. To strengthen the mountain, Shri Vishnu enters the mountain also. And now the churning is ready. You can churn. But then there is not enough strength. Strength nahi. So what he does is he multiplies himself. One goes to the Deva side, one goes to the Daitya side. Right? And now the churning starts. Now where is there any churning possible without Harinam? Not possible. That is what gives the strength to the entire churning of our man. Now churning is happening. And when the churning happens, a lot of things come out. It is said, right? When we churn, a lot of emotion, a lot of thoughts, so many things that we did not know existed in us would start coming out. When the true churning happens, when the scene is like this, the support is Sri Hari, the churning in our mind also is Sri Hari. Uppar bhi Sri Hari hai. Demons, the Asur side mein bhi Sri Hari hai. The vices also we are saying it's okay. Sri Hari is standing there helping us. The Devas, the virtues also, Sri Hari is standing there and helping us. So the entire churning is happening with Sri Hari in place. And what happens? A lot of things start coming out. Right? And over here in this churning, it is said, now Vishwamitra is telling Ramji, this is the place where she prayed कि my devas should become strong, Daityas should become strong, and this is the place where she prayed, and this is why the churning of the Milky Ocean happened, and because the devas were small, and then they started churning, and over here, one thing that happened was negatives also came out, positives also came out. There is a list of 14. We won't go into all of them. We'll just mention it if needed. Lakshmi ji came out. Apsaras came out. Varuni came out. Varun, and everybody decided to take it as per their need or as per where what should go. Kamdhenu came out. Airavat came out. Uchchashrava came out. Kaustubh Mani came out. So many, Kalpavaksh, Chandra, which is there on the head of Shivji, came out. Dhanvantri, Halahal, so many things. Panchajanya, the conch of Sri Vishnu, came out. Nidra Devi also came out. So when the churning is happening in our minds, in our hearts, not only the good will come out, lots of emotions, lots of thoughts, positive, negative, everything will come out, and we have to assign them to who can handle it. The most beautiful thing which we are going to touch about is two only. When Halahal came out and when Ma Lakshmi came out. Baki all is beautiful too, but two of them are very powerful. When the churning was happening, Halahal started coming, First the Vasuki started vomiting poison, right? And the demons got burned, and Halahal also came out through the churning. Now when the Halahal came out, everybody was taking different things. Kaustubh Muni Vaishnuji take, Kamdhenu the sages took, Airavat Indra took, aise kar rahe the. But now when the Halahal came out, who will take it? Nobody came forward to take Halahal. So they called Shivji, and we all know it, right? Shivji came, he said, no problem. He started drinking the Halahal, but very beautifully it is narrated that Parvati Ma kept it here. She kept the finger here. And that is why he became Neelkant. She said, Halahal le lo, koi baat nahi. But don't take it to your heart. Don't let it go to your mind. Don't let it come out of your words. That is how it is, right? When the churning is happening, there will be negative coming from inside also. Don't let it go to the heart, not to the mind, nor let it come out of your mouth. ऐसा ही नहीं है when we are on the spiritual journey, only positive comes out of our mind. सबसे पहले हलाहल निकलता है. The negative, we won't even know why are we so angry. Why is this emotion coming forward which is not there? Because you are churning the deepest parts of your heart and throwing it out. And not only this, there is halal all around us also. So when halal is coming, take it, drink it, but keep it here. Let it not dirty your heart. Let it not pollute your mind. And let it not distort or make your words bitter. Keep it here, na? Kya farak padta hai? And when Lakshmi ji comes out, kya hota hai? This is so beautiful that everybody wants Lakshmi. But Lakshmi ji does not want everybody. Nobody wants halahal. शिव जी आके ले जाते हैं, बट लक्ष्मी जी तो सबको चाहिए थी, राइट? एंड एवरीबडी वाज क्लेमिंग इट. ऐसा नहीं है कि ओके विल डिस्ट्रीब्यूट इट. ओके अप्सराज, रंभा, मेनका एंड ऑल दैट, यू कैन गो टू द गंधर्व्स, नो प्रॉब्लम. नो, दिस डिड नॉट हैपन. दे स्टार्टेड फाइटिंग. सो दे सेड ओके, व्हाट डू वी डू? सो लक्ष्मी जी सेड देयर विल बी अ स्वयंवर एंड आई विल चूज. सो एवरीबडी स्टूड इन लाइन एंड द वन पर्सन who was actually making everything happen, Sri Vishnu decided not to be a part of the Swayamvar only. He was not interested. It is said that he went to a corner, he was taking a break because ultimately he was doing the entire work, right? Dev or Daitya to naam ke liye lad rahe the. He went to the corner and he turned his face to the other side and decided to take some rest till somebody decides to take Ma Lakshmi. Jisko chahiye le lo. And it's a fun story which many a times we tell the children. It all started in heaven. Actually, we do not know when Sri Vishnu and Ma Lakshmi were together, right? So she had a very big problem because all her friends would celebrate anniversaries. So one day fuming and angrily she came and she said, when is our anniversary? Everybody has a reason to celebrate. We don't. So when will we celebrate? He said, don't worry. I will give you a reason to celebrate very soon, right? So relax. We'll also have a day when we get married. She said, you better make it happen. He said, okay, tathastu, don't worry. And this was going to be the day, right? This is just a joke, so let's omit it. But yeah, this might have happened. You never know. So what she does is, through the Swayamvar, she does not choose the Devas, she does not choose the Daityas. She walks straight and slowly towards Vishnuji and puts the Varmala there. And everybody is just watching. Again, this narration is telling us very simply what to chase and what not to chase. Whom to turn towards and whom not to turn towards. Unfortunately, our entire life, कई बार कहते हैं ना, you are still very young. अभी तो 60-70 में you can do all this. Right now, focus on your career. Right, everything is important. But staying established in Sri Hari is very, very important. And our scriptures again and again tell us this in various ways. So over here, Sri Ram is standing at Vishala, listening to all this story of the churning of the Milky Ocean, and he's taking a lot of learning from this for his future life, because he's going to enter the Grihastha ashram. And it does not end over here. The most interesting thing happens when Amrit comes out, right? Dhanvantri, right? When Dhanvantri comes out, we celebrate Dhanteras for this. It is not the other way around, how we have made Diwali and Akshay Tritiya, Dhanteras, a festival of money. Money is important. We worship it. We say arth, dharm, arth, kam, sab zaruri hai. But in our scriptures, we are not so shallow as to have festivals only for money. We have to go deeper and beyond. Otherwise, we will become a topic of ridicule. So, Dhanvantri came out. That is Dhanteras. When Dhanvantri came out with Amrit. And we all know, right? Amrit was distributed. She took the Mohini form because they were fighting. He gave the Amrit to the Devas and not the Daityas. And by mistake, Rahu Ketu, one of the demons, stood there. Before they found out, they cut his head. A bit of Amrit fell down. Those are the things that we are said not to eat. And even till date, Rahu, Ketu, Grahan lagate rehte hain. Right? They're still there. They've become immortal like the Devas, right? So, Mohini avatar came and she distributed. What is the deeper thing? What is Mohini avatar? What is Mohini? If we think about it, what is Mohini? What is Daitya? What is Deva? We all, Amrit to sabke haath mein hai na, right? Amrit is always there. But some get influenced by Mohini. Once you get influenced by Maya, your focus on Amrit will not be there. Amrit tattva pe koi bhi focus nahi rehta hai. Jiska rehta hai, then you do not know where it is going. So all the demons got so mesmerized by Mohini. Mohini is the one who mesmerizes, that they lost focus on what? Amrit. And that is what happens to all of us, right? We lose focus on what is important. What is the entire journey about? Me to realize my Satchit Anand Swarup. We get enticed and then we lose the battle. Amrit Tattva chala jata hai. So now Ramji is given the story by Vishwamitra at Vishala कि देखो ऐसा भी होता है राम, तुम सुनो समझो, this churning is never ending, this battle is never ending, and the father of the demons and the Daitya Devas are the same. जिसमें virtue है उसमें, and this is the beauty. When you learn this and tomorrow you go and kill Ravan, you are able to appreciate his virtues, because he knows nobody can be total bad or total good. There is always something that you can see good in. So much of learning has been compressed into his journey from Ayodhya to Mithila. And finally, the next day morning, slowly and steadily, they step on the soil of Raja Janak. This is Mithila. It is known as Videha. And this composed Ram, who is ever so composed, ever so sum, loses his sense. He says, there is something weird that is happening to my heart right now. Why is it that मुझे सब एक नजर आ रहे हैं? Why is it that I'm seeing only one? Why is it that I cannot see beyond that? What is happening to me? Where have we reached, Guru Vishwamitra? What is this mesmerizing place where the duality in my eyes have vanished and all I see is the oneness in all? यहाँ पे मुझे दो नजर नहीं आ रहे हैं. Guru Vishwamitra smiles. And there, Hari Om Ma, there he starts the story of the Videha Nagar, which we will touch in the next session. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman.